Thank you, Father Jayaraj, for such a wonderful speech, interactive speech rather, for broaching such a wonderful topic that is very relevant in today's time. And Father Jayaraj spoke, or rather invited the students to be at XAVIER'S College, Kolkotta. And Father, almost 10 years back, the Jesuit father sent an invitation to one of the gentlemen from Calcutta, and he has been serving here for the last 10 years here, trying to teach the grandchildren of the St. Xavier's College, Kolkata here. So, anyway, jokes apart, St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, set up in 1860, though it was set much earlier. The Park Street campus was used to house the San Souci Theatre, which was ravaged by this fire in 1943. And apart from Lakshmi Mittal, I am reminded of Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose, who is an alumni of St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. And Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose is remembered for the invention of the crescograph. And not only crescograph, he is remembered for inventing the gramophone, though he didn't patent it, because he was against patenting. And Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose could become such a scientist because of the influence of another Jesuit father. And how can I forget about the significance of Father Eugene Lafont in Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose's life. So this has been the history. This has been the history. And for the students of literature, I just want to mention that the history of Shakespeare theatre goes back to St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. Also, actors like Urpal Dutt, Jennifer Kendall, who became a wife of Shashi Kapoor later on, were all part of this tradition. So wonderful lineage, wonderful, history to share with. And we find it very interesting, and it's very fascinating to associate ourselves with St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. It's a privilege rather. So, to sum up Father Jayaraj's argument about AI and the ethics involved in today's time, because it's a very critical thing, and with confusions all around. Father Jayaraj spoke about the relevance of using correct prompts, because what I found that whatever you type, be it in Gemini or be it in ChatGPT, it's going to come up with an answer somehow or the other. It's not going to say no. So, giving the correct prompt is very essential. And to give the correct prompt, you need to have an understanding of the field as well. So, for those who believe that AI is going to overpower individual cognitive stress on the individual, I don't think that AI is going to overpower, because what AI is going to produce depends on the kind of information or the prompt that you provide. And what AI is creating is basically what we as humans have already created. That is the thing. So, this is the time of AI. All of us at some level use AI, and we believe that AI can be a wonderful assistant to help in our research, and we should not depend exclusively in AI. And Father spoke of updating ourselves, and updating even while working with AI is important, because until and unless you know the prompts, you are not going to get the answer. So when we write our thesis, be it the PhD thesis or the MPhil dissertation, we always have the first draft, and the first draft always remains our perhaps the most crude draft, because there's a hell and heaven difference between the first draft and the final thesis that we are producing, or even later on if it comes out as a book, there's a huge difference, no similarity. So AI can serve to a certain extent, as far the goes, in creating the first draft. But then in order to create and refine your own thesis, your own argument, you need to have or you need to rely on your own cognitive ability. AI is paramount in today's time, and all the job opportunities that are opening up these days, they emphasize on the knowledge or prior knowledge of AI, and we should train ourselves in AI. We should make ourselves comfortable with AI. But then we always take AI with a pinch of salt, as Father said, the kind of prompts that we use, otherwise it would come with entirely different things. And why I say that we should take AI with a pinch of salt, because if we rely entirely on AI, then it creates an unnecessary dependence on machine learning. And what we do is that unconsciously we shift ourselves from cognitive learning to machine learning, and there is a sense of cognitive offloading takes place there. And with time it creates a sense of intellectual, what I call intellectual atrophy within the students, and the students fail to think of their own after a certain period of time, because thinking is also an exercise. We call it an intellectual exercise. So while using AI, we should be very careful of this thing. Second thing is, as Father said, that AI has given a sense of equality, or equity rather, in the educational substratum. Anything or any website or any academic website that a student in the metropolis can access, a student in the rural area have the same opportunity or same access. But then at the same time, we saw during the pandemic, when we were relying entirely on this virtual learning and everything, we saw how it created a digital divide, because many people didn't have that money to, what they call, to have these data and everything. And one thing regarding AI finally that makes me think a lot is the kind of other ecological significance that AI have. More AI data centers means more electricity consumption, and more electricity consumption means more fossil fuel burning. And I went through one of these journal papers from Nature, that each day our current AI setup or AI models are using 550,000 gallons a day just to cool those units. So AI somehow or the other have its own drawbacks or maybe ecological significance, which is often outsourced in these global south countries. So why Father's lecture is so significant is that everything has its pros and cons, the positives and the negatives. And a lecture on such a relevant topic in today's time, when everybody is speaking about AI, when everybody is thinking of using it at some level or the other, a topic like this creates the platform to discuss on these issues in detail. And I believe that after this lecture, the students are going to make themselves much at home with AI and the usage of AI, and how they could use these things in their everyday life, not only in studies. So thank you, Father Jayaraj, for approaching such a wonderful topic and relating it to ideas of ethics and value systems, because this is such a relevant, such a crucial topic in today's time. I thank Father Principal for organizing such a relevant discussion, debate, dialogue in today's time and making it possible. I thank Father Sudhir for coming to this institution. I thank Father Rector, Father Navor, Father Bruno and Father Samir for coming together and make this thing possible. Discussions like this, debates like this, dialogues like this can move and create knowledge corpus in a highly remote place like Simdega. We look forward to much more associations from you, Father, in the coming days. And thank you so much for such a wonderful topic. Thank you. And last but not the least, I thank the students for helping us organize this program. I thank my faculty members, and I thank all the students for being present here and allowing themselves to be enlightened with such a relevant topic. Thank you all of you. Thank you.
It was a wonderful session. Now I request everyone to kindly stand for the national anthem.
गाए तब जय